Marcus Aurelius never saw himself as a philosopher, yet his writings are some of the most important in ancient Stoic literature. His book Meditations is a collection of his personal reflections grounded in Stoic principles, one of which is the idea of embracing fate and living according to nature's demands. He believed that instead of yearning for things to happen as we wish, we should accept the universe as it is and develop a flexible attitude towards external events while maintaining strict self-discipline. Most of us desire pleasant lives and expect our environment to meet our needs for contentment. We seek friendly interactions, strive to achieve our dreams, wish to stay youthful, and hope to avoid misfortune. Often, we are dissatisfied with our bodies and innate abilities, refusing to accept our flaws. This endless wanting characterizes the human condition, especially today, with little acceptance of external circumstances. However, the more we desire from the universe, the more we set ourselves up for disappointment. Despite our efforts, we will likely encounter unfriendly people, fall short of our ambitions, face adversity, and inevitably grow old. If these unavoidable experiences distress us, we become emotionally dependent on our surroundings. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius continually reminded himself to embrace fate as it comes and live well regardless of circumstances. This video delves into why it's better to accept the universe rather than oppose it and attempt to change it. By the way, you can find more Stoic wisdom in the book Stoicism for Inner Peace, which contains my collected works on staying calm and focused. You'll find a link in the description. Accepting other people. Imagine someone makes an insulting joke at your expense, or at the expense of someone you love. How would a Stoic philosopher react? Would he get angry or resort to physical violence? Marcus Aurelius urged himself not to make more out of an event than it is. In this case, someone made a joke at your expense. But did the joke itself harm you? That's not possible. A joke can only harm you if you let it. Emotions like anger, violence, and sadness are self-generated and not inherent to the joke itself. Marcus Aurelius advised, add nothing of your own from within, and that's an end of it. Dealing with others means dealing with unpredictability and lack of control. Some people are good and moral, while others are evil and immoral. Some are hardworking and helpful, while others are lazy and exploitative. Some enjoy making jokes, while others are quick to use violence. Marcus Aurelius emphasized that despite people being arrogant, ungrateful, deceitful, and unsocial, we all share the human condition. Human nature comprises both beauty and ugliness, so he encouraged himself to accept everyone and not be disturbed by evil people. We are here to cooperate, not to act against each other, which is contrary to nature. We want people to act as we wish, but reality shows that people have their own will. Their behavior is not up to us. We can influence them, but ultimately, they will say and do what they want, no matter how irrational or stupid their actions may seem. Thus, spending excessive energy trying to change others is a waste of time and is better used elsewhere. Marcus Aurelius said, don't waste the rest of your time here worrying about other people, unless it affects the common good. It will keep you from doing anything useful. You'll be too preoccupied with what so and so is doing, and why, and what they're saying, and what they're thinking, and what they're up to, and all the other things that throw you off and keep you from focusing on your own mind. Accepting transience. The great thinkers of the past, empires, and kingdoms all turned to dust and ashes. Marcus Aurelius compared children to leaves in the wind, which grow in spring but are then blown away, and the forest then replaces them with new ones. The Stoic emperor was acutely aware of how temporary things are and how quickly things we now regard as significant turn into ghosts of the past. He mentioned the great emperors and philosophers of old, important, influential people that used to walk the earth, but were reduced to dust and ashes many years ago. Like the coming and ceasing of leaves, so come and cease the generations of men. We start as a blob of semen and draw our last breath before we know it. Everything is temporary, and we're here just for a fleeting moment, especially if we compare our short lifespans to the existence of our planet, let alone the universe. Marcus Aurelius said, forget everything else. Keep hold of this alone and remember it. Each of us lives only now, this brief instant. The rest has been lived already or is impossible to see. The span we live is small as the corner of the earth in which we live it, small as even the greatest renown, passed from mouth to mouth by short-lived stick figures, ignorant alike of themselves and those long dead. For some, the reality of transience may be a source of suffering. Isn't it sad that death takes us back so shortly after we come into existence? Hence, some people desperately cling to life, seeking ways to extend it beyond natural proportions, looking for the fountain of eternal youth. All such attempts to go against nature are in vain, as we're given just a limited amount of time here. of which we generally spend the majority in bodily decay. But there's also a positive side to the transient nature of the universe, which is that because nothing lasts, nothing is worthy of worry. Marcus Aurelius described the insignificance of reputation, saying, "But look at how soon we're all forgotten, the abyss of endless time that swallows it all, the emptiness of all those applauding hands, the people who praise us, how capricious they are, how arbitrary, and the tiny region in which it all takes place, the whole earth a point in space, and most of it uninhabited." The more we realize how little and short our lives are, the less reason we see to worry about trivialities, and the more we can appreciate the time we have. Moreover, from a Stoic point of view, the shortness of life is also a reason not to waste time. Whatever we want to do, now is the moment. Accepting misfortune. We could wish and pray for misfortune never to occur, but reality shows that no one escapes the darker sides of existence. Adversity is part of life. If we fight against it, we don't just experience misfortune itself, but also the disappointment of encountering it despite our wish not to. Nevertheless, people are often busy, fighting fate, trying to fend off possible bad things. When we get sick, lose our money, or face bad weather when we expect sunshine, we complain and wish for something better to arrive quickly. Marcus Aurelius renounces this way of approaching destiny. Instead of hoping for a life free of misfortune, it's better to wish ourselves the fortitude to handle adversity. This attitude is at the core of the Stoic principle, known as the dichotomy of control. Some things are within our control, and others are not. Therefore, it's reasonable to focus mainly on what we can control. Marcus Aurelius stated, "Then isn't it better to do what's up to you, like a free man, than to be passively controlled by what isn't, like a slave or beggar?" When you let your happiness depend on external circumstances, you let fate control you. Imagine you're constantly worrying about your partner leaving you, and you pray for your partner to stay. But according to Stoic cosmology, whatever happens to you can be attributed to the gods, the source of all things. Things may happen that seem tragic, but according to the Stoics, it's what the gods intended. Therefore, a relationship falling apart is part of the divine plan, and our prayers won't stop it from happening. Marcus Aurelius advised directing our prayers to things we can control. He said, "Start praying like this and you'll see, not some way to sleep with her, but a way to stop wanting to, not some way to get rid of him, but a way to stop trying, not some way to save my child, but a way to lose your fear." Redirect your prayers like that, and watch what happens. We can't control the actions of a romantic partner, but we can work on ourselves, building mental fortitude for enduring a possible breakup. We can't prevent someone we're attached to from leaving us, but we can develop the strength to accept whatever happens and even wish for things to happen as they do. If we accept misfortune, even the gods cannot harm us, no matter what they bring. Accepting change. Nature's default is change, as everything is born from it, and nothing in the world is static. Not only does the universe around us change, but we also change, with the cells in our bodies constantly renewing themselves until we die. Marcus Aurelius described change as a natural process that ultimately benefits the whole. We could compare the changes we see around us to our bodies constantly replacing old parts with new ones, which may be unfortunate for the pieces in themselves, but it's good for the body altogether. Similarly, our environment undergoes continuous self-maintenance, replacing old with new elements, always seeking optimal conditions. It's nature's plan unfolding, and we should accept it, as it leads to the good health of the world, and the well-being and prosperity of Zeus himself. Change isn't just about the temporary nature of all things, but the ongoing process of things becoming different. There is never a fixed state in the universe, so the process of change is always at work. Even the most unchanging objects like a calm landscape or a rock in the surf are continually evolving, shaped by elements like wind, water, and light. Thus, change is an integral aspect of nature, and by extension, our lives. Marcus Aurelius urged acceptance of this continuous transformation, recognizing that it serves a larger purpose and contributes to the greater good. In summary, Marcus Aurelius teaches us to embrace change, accept misfortune, understand the transient nature of life, and accept other people's imperfections. By adopting these Stoic principles, we can live more contentedly, focused on what we can control, and at peace with the world as it is.